You didn't find this video by accident. Something somewhere called you here. Maybe it's been whispering through quiet moments or pulsing in the background of your life when you couldn't explain why everything suddenly slowed down. That stillness you've been feeling lately, it isn't emptiness. It's alignment. When a miracle is on its way, the universe doesn't rush. It rearranges. And right now, everything in your field is being recoded. Silently, delicately, purposefully. Preparing you to receive what you've been asking for. You might have noticed it. Familiar things falling away, certain people drifting out of your orbit, emotions surfacing that you thought you'd already healed. That's not regression. That's purification. Your frequency is being tuned to match the very reality that's already waiting for you. Because miracles don't come to you, they come through you. Before something extraordinary appears, the universe often cloaks you in stillness, not as punishment, but as preparation. It's in that silence that your energy recalibrates. It's where the divine pattern begins to unfold. Every challenge you've faced recently, every delay, every detour, they've been signals, not setbacks. Because when energy shifts, the physical world hesitates, it resists at first. Old patterns fight to stay alive. But then, something clicks. And in that quiet moment, when you finally stop chasing, when you surrender, the miracle begins to move toward you faster than ever before. So if you're watching this right now, your timing couldn't be more divine. The fact that you press play is proof that the field is responding. Because the moment you observe the possibility of your miracle, you collapse it into form. That's quantum truth. Miracles aren't random blessings dropped into your life. They're frequencies that you've already created through your focus, your emotion, and your belief. But before they manifest, they often hide behind confusion. Because the human mind labels change as chaos, even when it's sacred order. That's what this season of your life is about. Not waiting for a miracle, but becoming the frequency that allows it to reveal itself. Close your eyes for a moment and feel it. The energy that's been hovering around you. The synchronicities that have been repeating, the numbers, the songs, the dreams that feel too precise to ignore. These aren't coincidences. They're confirmations. The universe is saying, I've heard you. And now, everything is shifting in your favor. But here's the paradox. Right before your miracle arrives, life may test you in ways that feel unfair. You may feel forgotten. You may feel like your prayers hit a wall. That's the threshold, the edge where faith transforms into knowing. Don't resist it. Don't doubt it. Just breathe. Because the stillness you're in right now is sacred. It's the echo of divine movement. Your miracle is already in motion. And soon, what you once prayed for will appear as your new normal. Not because you chased it, but because you aligned with it. You may have noticed this pattern, right when you start believing again, right when you begin to feel a spark of hope. Everything suddenly seems to fall apart. That's not failure. That's frequency resistance. Before light breaks through, darkness amplifies. The energy that once defined your old reality doesn't just dissolve quietly. It reacts, it shakes, it clings. The closer you move to transformation, the louder the illusions become. You might wake up feeling anxious for no reason. People around you may misunderstand you. Opportunities that once felt certain might vanish overnight. It's as if life itself is testing your belief in the unseen. But the truth is, it's not a test, it's a purification. The universe cannot build the new on top of the old. So it dismantles everything that isn't aligned with the frequency of your next level. Think of it like a storm before the sunrise. The lightning doesn't come to destroy, it comes to illuminate. The thunder doesn't arrive to frighten, it comes to awaken. Right before your miracle, you'll be asked to let go of control. Not because you've failed to manifest, but because your ego can't carry what your higher self has asked for. Every delay, every disappointment is actually a divine detour. Something in your field is being rearranged so that the miracle can land on stable ground. You might feel the urge to give up. That's the final illusion. The ego whispers, "Nothing's working," but the soul whispers louder, "Everything is aligning." If you could see the energetic blueprint of your life right now, you'd realize how close you are. Every closed door is redirecting you. Every no is a hidden not yet. And every silence is sacred timing. A pause so the universe can synchronize your miracle with precision. The ones who experience true breakthroughs aren't the ones who never feel doubt. They're the ones who keep walking through doubt with an open heart. When life starts to feel unstable, remember, energy must move before reality does. The chaos is simply the evidence that old vibrations are leaving your system. Right now, in this moment, something in your energy field is dissolving. An identity, a fear, a belief that once kept you safe, it's losing power. That's why you feel the shake. That's why emotions resurface. You're not breaking down. You're breaking through. Soon, the pieces will rearrange in a way that will make perfect sense. You'll look back and realize the detours were directions. The endings were invitations. And the waiting was sacred training for expansion. So breathe deeper. Smile even if it's faint. You are standing in the tension between what was and what's becoming. This is the divine stretch, uncomfortable but holy, because what comes next will feel like grace itself. Everything that exists, every heartbeat, every sound, every dream, begins not as matter, but as energy. What you call reality is not fixed. It is a field, a quantum field vibrating with infinite potential. And your consciousness is the tuning fork that determines which version of that field you experience. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every word you speak sends a frequency into that field. The field doesn't judge. It doesn't choose sides. It simply responds like an echo chamber of energy, amplifying whatever vibration you project. If your frequency is fear, the field mirrors it back as obstacles. If your frequency is faith, the field reflects opportunities. And if your vibration is love, unconditional, unattached, infinite, then miracles begin to organize themselves around you like constellations forming out of stardust. Science calls this the observer effect. In the quantum realm, particles don't exist in one fixed place until they're observed. Before that, they exist in a wave of pure potential, a probability cloud waiting for intention to choose its shape. This means the moment you decide, truly decide, your reality starts to rearrange itself to match that decision. You are not waiting for the miracle. The miracle is waiting for your observation, for your energetic permission to collapse possibility into form. But most people never reach that point. They keep oscillating between belief and doubt, between wanting and fearing. And because their vibration flickers, the quantum field stays in flux, unable to solidify the reality they desire. The key to quantum creation is coherence. When your heart, mind, and emotions vibrate in the same frequency, that's when alignment happens. That's when the field locks onto your signal and begins to orchestrate events that seem like coincidence but are actually synchronization. Every encounter, every delay, every sudden insight, it's all part of the energetic choreography that builds the physical outcome. You see, manifestation is not about forcing. It's about resonance. A tuning fork doesn't chase another. It simply vibrates, and the other begins to match its tone. The universe works the same way. You don't chase miracles. You become the frequency that draws them in. Here's the quantum truth most people miss. Your reality doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you are. You can speak affirmations all day long, but if your vibration carries the frequency of lack, the field will mirror that emptiness back to you. Yet one moment of genuine gratitude, 1 second of full surrender, can collapse probabilities faster than years of struggle. Because gratitude is not just emotion. It's energetic confirmation that you already have what you asked for. And in the quantum world, having is what creates more. When you align your emotional frequency with the feeling of your miracle already being real, the quantum field begins to organize physical matter to prove you right. That's why people experience sudden synchronicities, repeating numbers, meaningful dreams, encounters that feel predestined. It's not random. It's the feedback loop of your consciousness signaling. Yes, you're in alignment. Keep going. At this level, you stop manifesting and start remembering that you were always the source of your reality. You realize that miracles aren't rare. They are natural outcomes of coherent consciousness. Right now, even as you hear these words, particles are moving, arranging themselves to align with your current vibration. You are not waiting for the universe to respond. The universe is your response. Every cell in your body is listening. Every photon around you is reorganizing. Every heartbeat is a quantum pulse that echoes across time and space. When your awareness expands enough to realize that thought and matter are not separate, that's when you step into the realm of true creation. You stop chasing miracles and become one. Before a miracle appears in the physical world, it first appears in the unseen, not as a flash of light, but as subtle ripples in your inner reality. These ripples are the language of the quantum field, quietly signaling, "It's happening. Stay steady. Don't look away." Most people miss these signs because they're expecting fireworks. But miracles rarely announce themselves with noise. They whisper, in moments of stillness, déjà vu, or an unexplained sense of peace when nothing has changed. You might notice that your old patterns suddenly don't fit anymore. The same conversations feel empty, the same routines feel heavy, as if the universe is gently nudging you out of an outdated timeline. You may begin to wake up at unusual hours, 3:33, 4:44, numbers that seem random until you realize they are synchronizing codes, reminders that your frequency is being recalibrated. The field is whispering through numbers, patterns, and coincidences, guiding you through alignment without using words. Sometimes, it feels like everything is falling apart right before it gets better. Relationships shift, opportunities pause, emotions surface that you thought were long gone. But these are not setbacks. They are energetic clearings, the final shedding of frequencies that can't exist in your next reality. You're not being punished. You're being purified. The quantum field cannot deliver a new vibration into an old container. That's why your heart feels both anxious and calm at the same time, as if two realities are blending for a moment before one dissolves. Your current identity is being reprogrammed to match the frequency of the timeline you called in. And though your logical mind can't explain it, your intuition knows. Something extraordinary is unfolding beneath the surface. You may feel moments of deep silence, where nothing seems to move externally, yet internally, it feels like the universe is taking a deep breath. That's not stagnation. That's integration. The field is adjusting its geometry around your new state of being. If you've been feeling disconnected, uncertain, or lost lately, consider that it's not because you've fallen off your path, but because your old path has finished its purpose. When you reach the threshold of a miracle, you'll often experience the void, a period where everything slows and the future feels blank. But that emptiness is sacred. It's the space the universe uses to paint your new reality. You may also notice subtle but powerful inner changes. You stop reacting to old triggers. You feel peace where you used to feel urgency. You forgive easily without forcing it. These are not coincidences. They are evidence. Your vibration has shifted from needing the miracle to becoming the frequency that attracts it. And once you reach that state, the outer world has no choice but to rearrange itself. Your calm becomes the command that reshapes reality. Your surrender becomes the signal that collapses potential into manifestation. That is why the greatest sign of an approaching miracle is not excitement. It's serenity. When you no longer chase what you desire, the field recognizes that you are aligned with it, and in that instant, manifestation becomes inevitable. So, the next time you feel that strange mixture of peace and uncertainty, don't run from it. Sit in it. Feel it. Because that's the space where new worlds are born. The miracle is not coming. It's arriving. And the universe is already rearranging itself, perfectly, silently, to meet the version of you who was always meant to receive it. There comes a moment, after all the storms, all the inner chaos, all the questioning, when suddenly everything just goes quiet. Not the kind of silence that feels empty, but a deep, full silence, like the universe itself has stopped to take a breath. Feels strange at first. Your mind expects the next wave of resistance, the next challenge, the next reason to fight. But it doesn't come. Instead, there's a calm, unfamiliar, profound, unexplainable. This is the peace before change. It's the still point between the inhale and the exhale of creation. In this moment, the quantum field is reorganizing itself around your new frequency. Your desires, your healing, your alignment, all of it are settling into place. You are standing inside the sacred pause of transformation. Most people mistake this peace for stagnation. They think, nothing is happening. Maybe I've lost my connection. But in truth, this is when everything is happening, just beyond what your senses can see. This is the calm that comes when your energy no longer needs to chase what it already magnetized. You see, when you've done the inner work, when you've surrendered, forgiven, and let go, your vibration becomes stable. And once it's stable, the universe no longer needs to test it. That's why things suddenly stop moving. The field is calibrating, fine-tuning, aligning you with precision to the reality you've called in. This piece is not the end. It's the bridge. It's the brief silence before your new reality begins to echo back. In this phase, you might notice that your emotions flatten, not in a dull way, but in a balanced, neutral way. The highs and lows fade, and what's left is presence. You're not trying to make things happen anymore. You're simply allowing them to unfold. That's when you've reached energetic coherence with the field. This piece feels almost surreal. You might look around and think, how am I so calm when things are still uncertain? That's because your spirit already knows what your mind doesn't. The miracle has already manifested. It's just traveling through time to meet you. It's like watching sunlight before the sun rises. You can't see it yet, but you can feel its warmth. That warmth is the confirmation. The peace before change is the most sacred part of the journey, because it's the moment when trust replaces control, when the need to understand fades, and all that's left is quiet certainty. You don't need signs anymore. You don't need validation. Because deep down, and that knowing, that vibration of inner peace, is what collapses the final wall between what you desire and what you become. In this stillness, you are being rewritten. Your nervous system is learning what safety feels like in abundance. Your cells are remembering what alignment feels like in truth. Your heart is opening without effort. You are no longer trying to control the current, you are the current. So when this silence comes, welcome it. Don't rush to fill it with noise. Don't panic because things feel slow. The universe is not ignoring you. It's fine-tuning your miracle to arrive in divine precision. You are in the final calibration phase, the peaceful hum before the universe clicks into a new pattern around you. And when that pattern locks in, the change will seem instant, effortless, miraculous. You'll look back and realize that quiet was never emptiness. It was the sound of the universe rearranging itself in your favor. Every possibility that could ever exist already does. Every version of your life, every outcome, every dream. It's all suspended in the quantum field, waiting for your consciousness to choose. You see, the universe is not a linear story. It's a field of infinite probabilities. And at every moment, you stand at the center of those infinite threads, deciding not with words but with frequency which one you will experience next. Science calls it wave function collapse. Spiritual masters call it manifestation, but they both describe the same truth. Conscious observation turns potential into form. The instant you truly believe something, not just think it, but feel it as real, your energy interacts with the quantum field, collapsing billions of probabilities into the one you are aligned with. That's why your inner world matters more than your outer one. Because reality doesn't start outside of you. It begins in the invisible electric language of your attention. Every thought is a signal. Every emotion, a vibration. Together, they form the electromagnetic code that instructs the universe which version of reality to generate next. When you're anxious, the field echoes chaos. When you're grateful, it stabilizes. When you're peaceful, deeply vibrationally peaceful, you become a clear channel through which your miracle flows naturally. You don't force your manifestation. You tune to it. Imagine the quantum field as an infinite ocean of frequencies. Your consciousness is the tuning fork. Each time you focus on fear, the fork vibrates at a dissonant tone, and the universe mirrors back experiences that match that frequency. But when you focus on gratitude, worthiness, surrender, the tone harmonizes and reality reorganizes itself around that signal. The universe is never ignoring you. It's responding precisely, mechanically to your vibrational state. Every outcome exists. You are simply selecting which one to experience by holding the vibration that matches it. That's the mystery behind the phrase, ask and it is given. Because the asking doesn't happen in words. It happens in vibration. Your focus is the brush that paints the canvas of time. Your emotion is the color. And your faith, your unwavering knowing, is the hand that guides the art into form. This is why miracles appear suddenly, not because they just arrived, but because you finally matched their frequency. Think of it like tuning a radio station. The song was always playing. You just couldn't hear it until you turned the dial to the right frequency. In the same way, your miracle is already playing in the field. You simply become still enough, coherent enough to hear it. Consciousness doesn't chase outcomes, it aligns with them. It doesn't attract, it selects. And selection happens when you no longer doubt. Doubt splits the wave. Belief collapses it. Faith makes it visible. When your thoughts, emotions, and energy all agree on a single truth, the universe must comply. It has no choice but to rearrange matter, time, and circumstance to reflect your inner coherence. And here's the secret very few understand. The more you let go of needing it, the faster it arrives. Because detachment is the purest form of alignment. When you stop grasping, you stop vibrating at lack. You start resonating with already having. And that's when the field collapses in your favor effortlessly. So if life feels uncertain right now, if your miracle seems far away, remember this: you are not waiting for it. It is waiting for you to become the frequency it recognizes. Every act of faith, Every moment of gratitude, every second of peace, brings the unseen closer into the scene. And when it arrives, you'll realize it wasn't magic. It was mechanics, divine quantum mechanics, the science of consciousness made visible through your belief. Every miracle, no matter how sudden it appears, unfolds through a hidden sequence. 5 energetic phases that guide you from resistance to realization. When you understand these phases, you stop doubting the process. You stop chasing outcomes. You begin to flow with the rhythm of creation itself. The universe doesn't operate in randomness. It follows sacred order. Each phase is a refinement of your energy, a preparation for the life that is forming around you. Let's unfold them, one by one. Phase 1, the disruption. This is where everything starts to fall apart. You lose something, someone leaves, the familiar crumbles. You feel as if life has pulled the floor from beneath your feet. But this isn't destruction. It's demolition, the sacred tearing down of structures that cannot hold your next vibration. At this stage, the universe is clearing space. The chaos is not punishment. It's precision. It's removing every belief, every attachment, every safety net that kept you confined within the old timeline. It hurts, yes, but pain in this phase is intelligence. It's the signal that says, the old cannot continue. If you can breathe through the unraveling, if you can trust the collapse, you'll begin to see that what's breaking is what was blocking you. Phase 2, the surrender. Once the noise settles, a deeper exhaustion sets in. Not physical, but spiritual. You no longer have the strength to fight. And that's the point. This phase begins when you stop forcing outcomes. You stop needing control. You stop trying to push the river and instead allow it to carry you. Surrender isn't giving up. It's giving in, into the intelligence of the field, into divine timing, into peace with the unknown. In this phase, your energy becomes soft. Your frequency loosens. And as it loosens, the field begins to move again. The miracle doesn't appear because you let go. It appears through your letting go. When resistance dissolves, alignment begins. Phase 3, the recalibration. Now, the universe starts to rearrange everything. You'll feel an inner restlessness, as if something's shifting but you can't quite name it. People might leave your life. New opportunities might show up, then disappear quickly. Your emotions fluctuate. This is energetic fine-tuning. The field is calibrating your frequency to the version of you that already lives the miracle. Everything misaligned must either transform or fade. It's here that many give up, mistaking the discomfort for failure, when in truth they are being refined for success. The recalibration is like tuning an instrument. Every dissonant note must be heard before harmony can settle. Stay patient here. You are being tuned to perfection. Phase 4, the still point. Then comes the pause, that deep, unshakable stillness you felt earlier, when nothing moves and yet everything feels right. This is the sacred neutral zone between worlds, the space between who you were and who you are becoming. It's often quiet, can feel lonely, but it's also the most powerful phase, because it's here that your vibration stabilizes. Your energy becomes coherent, no longer scattered, no longer searching. You begin to exist as peace itself. The still point is not the end, it's the threshold. And the moment you stop needing evidence, the field begins to crystallize your new timeline around you. Phase 5, the embodiment. This is where it happens. The shift, the manifestation, the visible confirmation of everything you've become. Your outer world begins to mirror your inner world so precisely that even your doubts dissolve in awe. But here's the truth most miss. The miracle doesn't happen to you. It happens through you. You've changed your frequency. You've released resistance. You've become the vibration of what you once desired. And now, reality has no choice but to reflect that back. You notice synchronicities lining up perfectly. Opportunities align effortlessly. Relationships feel lighter, purer, deeper. Time itself seems to flow differently, smoother, clearer. This is embodiment. You are no longer waiting for miracles. You are the miracle. And from this point forward, You don't chase manifestations. You create effortlessly because you now understand the rhythm of the quantum field. These 5 phases aren't a ladder. They are a loop, a living pulse. You'll move through them again and again, each time at a higher vibration, a clearer alignment, a deeper awareness of who you truly are. So the next time life feels heavy, remember, you are not stuck. You are being shaped. You are not waiting for your miracle. You are moving toward it with every vibration you emit. Because the miracle isn't coming someday. It's already here, folded in the fabric of your energy, just waiting for your belief to call it into view. Every shift inside you is not contained inside you. Every time you release an old wound, forgive, rise in frequency, or open your heart, the field around you changes. The quantum field is not just a personal storage of your own energy. It's a shared ocean of vibration. Your transformation sends ripples through that ocean, reaching people you may never meet. Imagine yourself as a tuning fork in a vast hall. When you begin to vibrate at a new tone, every other fork that can resonate with that tone begins to move too. Your decision to heal isn't just for you. It becomes a silent transmission that awakens the same possibility in others. This is why personal work feels so powerful but also so mysterious. You forgive someone, and suddenly, weeks later, an old friend reaches out to apologize. You release a belief, and your family dynamic begins to soften. You start practicing gratitude, and your workplace becomes lighter. These aren't coincidences. They're evidence of the shared field responding to your signal. The collective consciousness of humanity is like a living grid. Every thought, every feeling, every action sends a pulse into that grid. When enough pulses harmonize, the grid itself reorganizes, and new possibilities become available for everyone. This is how revolutions begin, how cultures shift, how new inventions emerge seemingly overnight. Not from one person's mind alone, but from a resonance across the field. The more coherent you become, the stronger your signal. A single candle can light 1,000 others without losing its own flame. In the same way, one person holding a high, stable vibration of love, peace, or abundance can influence hundreds, even thousands, simply by existing in that state. This is why your miracle is never just about you. When you move through the 5 phases, when you embody your new frequency, you become a beacon. You become living proof. You become a node of possibility in the collective grid. Without trying, without teaching, you begin to alter the probabilities for everyone connected to you. This is also why sometimes, before your miracle arrives, life will pull you away from environments that can't sustain your new frequency. It's not isolation, it's incubation. The field is protecting the coherence of your signal until it's strong enough to broadcast. And when it is, you'll be drawn back into the world at precisely the right time, carrying the upgraded vibration like a seed that plants itself wherever you go. Understand this deeply. Every time you heal, someone else finds it easier to heal. Every time you rise, someone else finds it easier to rise. Every time you embody a new possibility, the field makes that possibility easier for the next person to access. This is how a single life can affect the evolution of many. So when you're tempted to think your inner work is selfish, remember, it's service. The invisible service of frequency. Your transformation isn't only preparing you for your miracle. It's preparing the world to receive it through you. You are not an isolated being trying to manifest alone. You are part of a living, breathing network of consciousness, and your upgrade upgrades the grid. This is why the work you're doing now matters more than you can see. This is why staying the course matters. Because when your miracle crystallizes into reality, the echo of that shift will travel far beyond your own life. It will open doors you may never walk through yourself, but that others will. It will make the impossible possible for people you may never know. That is the hidden generosity of the quantum field. That is the secret purpose of your personal transformation. And that is why your miracle, when it comes, will never only be for you. At first, it rarely announces itself with fireworks. The moment your miracle arrives often feels strangely quiet, like the stillness that follows a long storm. The air feels different. You notice your breathing has changed. The tension you carried for so long is gone, yet you almost don't realize it at first. Because your frequency has shifted so completely, the miracle feels natural. That's the paradox of manifestation. When it finally happens, it doesn't feel foreign. It feels inevitable. What once seemed impossible now feels like it was always meant to be. You're not surprised, you're aligned. The quantum field has reorganized itself around your new identity, and reality now mirrors what you've already become inside. You wake up one morning and realize the waiting is over. The opportunity that seemed blocked suddenly opens. The relationship that once felt strained begins to flow with ease. The idea that had been forming quietly inside you now finds its path into the world. It's not magic in the Hollywood sense. It's resonance made visible. When your miracle arrives, your mind tries to catch up. It asks, how did this happen so easily? But your heart already knows. You shifted from asking to allowing. You moved from effort to embodiment. And because you stopped chasing, what was meant for you could finally catch up to you. This arrival also carries responsibility. Your miracle is not an endpoint. It's a doorway. A new chapter of creation begins, one that asks for stability in your frequency. Because now that the field recognizes your new signal, it will respond to any wobble. Gratitude becomes your grounding force. Appreciation keeps the frequency steady, preventing you from slipping back into the old vibration. You may notice synchronicities increasing, numbers repeating, random encounters, perfect timing. These are confirmations that the field is in active communication with you. It's saying, stay here, stay aligned, keep trusting. You've become a conscious co-creator, and the universe is now collaborating with your every thought. But not all miracles arrive softly. Sometimes they crash through your life like a wave, dissolving structures, redirecting paths, removing what cannot continue. It might feel chaotic at first, but underneath that disruption is order. The field is rearranging itself to support the reality you asked for. What looks like loss is often just realignment. In those moments, remember, you didn't call in comfort, you called in truth. And truth always rearranges what's false. When you fully accept your miracle, you integrate it through embodiment. That means living as if it's always been here, speaking from it, creating from it, loving from it. You stop needing proof because your state of being becomes proof itself. The more you live in harmony with that new frequency, the more stable and expansive it becomes. And then, something extraordinary happens. Your miracle begins to multiply. Because energy seeks expression, the vibration you now hold starts to influence everything around you. People feel calmer in your presence. Opportunities find you faster. The external world bends to accommodate your inner coherence. You realize your miracle was never a singular event, but a shift in the entire ecosystem of your reality. That's when you understand. The miracle didn't arrive, it unfolded. It had been moving toward you the entire time, matching your every act of surrender, your every decision to choose love over fear. You didn't chase it, you became it. Your miracle isn't outside of you anymore. It's breathing with you. It's you. Your miracle has arrived, but now comes the deeper mastery. Maintaining the frequency that brought it to you. Because miracles aren't random gifts. They are reflections of consistency. They respond not to what you wish for, but to what you are on a daily basis. This is the phase most people overlook. After the excitement fades, they unconsciously drift back into their old vibration. Doubt creeps in. Fear returns disguised as logic. And slowly, the miracle begins to dissolve. Not because it was taken away, but because the signal that attracted it is no longer being transmitted. So how do you keep your frequency stable? The answer is presence. Presence is the anchor of all creation. It's the space where gratitude breathes, where alignment regenerates, where energy becomes coherent again. When you begin each morning by returning to stillness, even for a few moments, you're reminding the field, I'm still here. I still believe. You realign with the same vibration that opened the doorway in the first place. The second key is embodied gratitude. Not just saying thank you, but living it. Gratitude isn't a mood. It's a magnet. It sends a signal through your entire electromagnetic field that says, more of this, please. And the universe, being the perfect mirror, responds with more experiences that match your appreciation. The third key is discipline in thought. Every time you notice yourself slipping into fear, pause and recalibrate. Ask yourself, is this thought aligned with the frequency of my miracle? If not, breathe it out. Replace it with one that is rooted in faith. Because manifestation doesn't stop at achievement. It's a daily conversation with the universe. The fourth key is letting go again and again. Even after your miracle arrives, the ego wants to control it, to define it, to protect it, to hold it tight. But the tighter you hold, the faster it slips away. True mastery is surrender in motion. Knowing that everything aligned with love will remain, and everything that leaves is making space for higher alignment. And finally, remember this, your frequency feeds the collective field. Every time you maintain your alignment, you raise the resonance of those around you. You become a signal of possibility, proof that reality can be rewritten from within. Your peace becomes contagious. Your joy becomes guidance for others who are still searching for their miracle. The universe doesn't need you to be perfect. It needs you to be consistent. Even when you falter, even when you forget, return to your core. The field always meets you where you are, ready to respond to the next note of your vibration. When you live this way, moment by moment, breath by breath, you stop chasing miracles entirely. Because you've realized the truth. You are the frequency that creates them. And once you understand that, your entire life becomes a continuous unfolding of wonder, grace, and synchronicity. So keep your heart open, keep your field coherent, and remember, the miracle isn't something that visits you, it's something that you never stopped being.